It'll be all righty then. Hopefully this actually works because this has been a struggle.
Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm. So welcome, squids and squidlets, to the second Jess and Corey show. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. Let's jump back into the conversation. Let's try and start this over.
Start it again.
Again for the third time. So talk about the same thing.
It's okay.
So, Miss Nakarado.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm actually doing really good today. You know, my schedule has been a little bit off kilter than usual, but
Why is that?
I mean, I'm rescheduling myself, like my morning routine, and
Mhm.
trying to be a little bit more productive with my time. Just being more, I guess, punctual with my events, and then organizing myself to make sure that I'm as efficient as possible with what like my goals are.
Yeah.
You know, I guess just to divulge, my morning walks are doing wonderful. I feel like that's more than 50 pounds, or at least 50 pounds.
He's loading up a backpack.
I put weight into my backpack, and then I just go for a walk, and I listen to my favorite songs, and I listen to a podcast or a book or something, and I just go for a walk for like 45 minutes.
You were gone for a while.
Yeah. I didn't do the loop this morning. I just went down the road. And so
You look like a hitchhiker.
a little bit. But I was on a mission from God.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. But why are you doing it?
I'm gonna lose this weight. I'm gonna be lean for this show, and I'm gonna put in some work until it's showtime, and I'm gonna earn it for sure.
Yeah. At this
I
point,
want
you
it.
know you're doing everything you possibly can.
I want it. I want it this year. I want to walk away with swords, and I want to know that by the end of this, I did absolutely everything I possibly could have.
Yeah.
As much effort as I can put in, and make it still healthy, you know, not go overboard with it.
Yeah.
I do think that I'm under eating, but at the same time, I have multiple amino acid shakes, and I make sure that I'm having at least 2 protein shakes a day. And so I'm getting a high amount of amino acids and a decent amount of food, but the weight just doesn't seem to want to move very much. So it's just putting in as much effort and sweating my ass off. I am a sweater.
It's so gross. He actually like wrang out a shirt.
It was gross, dude. Like I peeled it off
I'm
because
gonna video it next time for Instagram.
It's suction cup to my body. Like it is my shirt, my sweatshirt, my sweatpants, my socks, everything is almost drenched by the time I'm done. And really, when we're at the gym, we only do 15 minutes before our workout of cardio, and really all we're doing is walking on a treadmill, and then half an hour afterwards, and I'm wet.
It's gross.
I am moist, some would say.
Ew.
Saturated. But it's been nice. It actually makes me feel so much better that I'm back down to a decent weight, or I'm closer to my goal weight. I'm still about 15 pounds away from where I would like to be, but I still got 3 weeks. So I feel like that's doable, especially if I'm going to go do a sauna or cold baths and all of the stuff, just to kind of keep my metabolism running as much as I possibly can.
Yeah. You're doing everything.
I'm trying for sure. But other than that, workouts have been wonderful. Yesterday was a blast. I don't want to do 6 days a week anymore. I'm doing 4, and I'm just gonna push it as hard as I can in each workout, and I'm just gonna like
of actual lifting is what you're talking about.
Yeah, actual lifting. Cardio could still be like 5-6 days a week, and just do like an active rest day or something. But gotta put that work in, man. Gotta put that work in.
It's True.
You know, um, what I'm eating definitely makes it just as much of a difference because I can definitely tell when I start to eat those chips. Tortilla chips, man. Tortilla chips are
That's
a
your weakness. That's a problem. When you
evil
start eating those, I'm like, oh
crap.
shit.
Crap. Yeah, they're freaking good. And it's just like tortilla chips. And I eat the most random stuff with it too, because I'll have like oysters on top of it, like smoked oysters, or I'll eat like I'll have like a can of tuna fish and mix like a little bit of mayonnaise and pickles and mustard in it with some hot sauce
I
or something.
can't.
It's so good. Like it's my fish and chips. But I mean, the fact that I can't stop with the chips, or at least I just have too many.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Meanwhile, I'm weighing out or counting out 14 chips because that's the serving size.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
That's the purpose. That's kind of why there's a serving size. And so you know how many calories. But the hard part for me is that like there's so much contradictory research when it comes to calories in versus calories out, or your metabolic efficiency.
Mhm.
If you can utilize the calories that you're consuming, and run hotter and be able to burn more calories faster, then I mean, it doesn't matter how many calories you're taking in. I mean, calories from fat are so much more prominent. You're getting 9 calories per gram of fat compared to 4 for protein and carbs,
Yeah.
but your body can use that fat for so many things, and it's so much healthier for you. It's incredible. um Brain, your hormones, recovery, your cholesterol, freaking everything. So it's this mental battle inside myself to figure out, okay, well, is it just this manipulation of myself and like following coach's orders, because that's the real deal there, um or is it just trying to figure out how my body burns the most amount of calories and is the most efficient, right?
Yeah.
um,
But we're kind of at crunch time here.
yeah, there can't be
So,
much guesswork anymore. There has to be kind of some solidification of a plan. But like I said, weight's coming off. So,
yeah.
I mean, whatever I'm doing it. And that works for me. I'm feeling leaner. I feel
It
just
looks
as
good.
strong. Um, and I'm excited for the show. I'm super excited to see how well I do, because I think I put on quite a bit of weight this year.
Muscle.
Muscle, yeah. Um, I think I'm gonna come in pretty lean.
I think so.
I'm walking away with at least one first place trophy. At least. At least.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good job, babe.
Thanks. Yeah. I gotta keep up. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta
You're
try and
falling
keep up.
behind here,
Gotta
babe.
try and keep up with you and your trophy case now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
The
wanna
crowns are taking over.
crowns are obnoxious,
I'm
dude.
gonna
Like
start
guys don't
handing
get crowns.
out
I
crowns.
want a sash. I want a crown.
I don't get a sash.
You got a sash. Last year you got a sash.
No, I
Or was that
didn't.
the first year? Do you get
No,
a
I
sash the
got
first?
medals.
Okay. Well, somewhere along the lines, I remember a sash and I was like, I want a sash. Maybe I'm forgetting. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah, no, the crowns are taking over. But anyways, to recap on last week's, we were talking about how we last minute decided we were going to go over to Shelton, Washington,
Mhm.
and I was going to compete in the natural show over there.
Iron Man, not to be confused with the triathlon Iron Man, uh, but Iron Man championships for bodybuilding.
Yes. So we were over there and I competed in wellness for the first time, which was awesome.
Brand new class.
Yeah, like I barely just learned posing for that like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And my coach was like, well, you might as well try. So I did that and I got first in my class there.
Right out the gate, bud.
In novice. So now I can only do open in
Yeah.
wellness, which is kind of obnoxious.
Ooh.
And then
Moving on up.
yeah, in bikini, I got first in novice as well. And then second in open. So I'm only an open competitor now, which is like a bittersweet thing. Like I'm still trying to get over that. Because it's like I can't go to a show and just like play. Like now I'm competing against other people who have also placed first in their group. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's like,
I mean, it just got serious.
yeah.
It's no more fun and games. It's real competition now.
Yeah, it's like a game all the time now. Because you can use novice to like get you ready for your open category.
Yeah.
But now I have no warm up. I just have to go into,
You got to be on point.
yeah, I gotta be ready.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Yeah. It's bittersweet.
Yeah, I could only imagine. Just
Especially for wellness, considering I've never
Well, it's a
even done
brand
it
new class.
before.
Yeah. I mean, it's a brand new class for everybody, but at the same time, I mean, if you've never competed in anything but bikini, it's a different world when you're
Yeah.
trying to show off the muscle instead of just kind of
Be cute.
having muscle and being cute. Yeah. I feel like unfortunately bikini is more of just a beauty contest.
Yeah.
I mean,
Literally.
there's symmetry and there's a lot of like muscle cyration that contributes. So
They
it's
only
definitely
care
not an
about your
easy
butt.
class. It's not something that you should just like jump into if you think you're pretty. But the definition between a bikini athlete and a physique athlete is incredible.
Yeah.
Um,
And wellness is in between.
yeah. Yeah. And wellness is right in the middle to where your physique athletes can come down and do wellness, or your bikini athletes have to try and move up
Yeah.
to do wellness.
It's kind of annoying that the big girls can come down and
Yeah.
like we don't even have a chance.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Um,
it for the guys, bodybuilders can come down and do classic physique and then physique, which is the board short one.
that's
And
like so not even fair.
that one kind of blows, because then what's the point
How
of
did those
having?
guys even have a chance of winning? The people that are only doing the board short one.
Well, I mean, you can just be great at that one, right? But when it's your entire body, I feel like it's a lot more complex, at least more well-rounded,
Yeah.
as far as your body symmetry goes. Like you can't just be a watermelon walking around on toothpicks. You kind of have to do leg day at least once or
Yeah.
twice. But I mean,
Sometimes.
I feel like it's I don't want to say unfair, because I mean everybody has their go-to, right? But at the same time, like if a bodybuilder and like a heavyweight comes down to do physique, where these guys are just starting out or like have barely even gotten into the sport,
Yeah.
it's almost rude.
Yeah. But they win. So they like it.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you're shooting for, if you're just going for first place, I mean, why not?
Yeah. It's weird. But
Yeah.
you just gotta train. And then
uh
you just have to be confident in what you're walking in with.
100%. Yeah, I mean, you got to believe that you're capable of winning first place. It has to be a possibility before it's even gonna ever come true.
Yeah.
um and I think that's where I'm at right now, trying to change my mindset from uh just this just starting out and like believing that I'm capable of doing the competition to I'm winning.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm taking home first place trophies. Like I'm coming home with a sword, and I'm not just getting to the competition. I am competing, and
Yeah.
I have a very real chance of winning. So trying to switch over to that, like, not arrogance, but confidence, and the trying to be as humble as possible about it,
Yeah.
So for me at least, that eliminating the self-doubt or the limiting a belief that I'm just here to have fun. No, I'm here to win. I I'm here
It
to
can
take.
be fun.
Yeah, and it's fun in its own right, just to compete and to have this challenge. But I mean, there's a lot of competition. It's a big sport. There's a lot of people that jump in on this,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, it's it's a little bit different than any other competition that I've ever been in. It's way different than a team sport like soccer. um you don't have somebody else to rely on, right? You don't have a team that's backing you up and
Yeah.
having this I guess support group.
Yeah. With
You
this, it's like you either did the work or you didn't.
Yeah,
And you
and
have to get on stage with what you did.
yeah, and I mean,
You
I
can't
still
blame
think,
anyone else.
yeah, I still feel like it's a little bit of a team sport, just because you still need a support group. You still need people that believe in you, like your coach or your
Mm-hmm.
family and friends or whatever, like your partner. But at the same time, I can't do your workouts
Yeah.
for you, and you can't do my workouts for me. Like you doing a push-up doesn't make my chest stronger, just like me wearing a mask doesn't protect you from a disease. What?
Silence.
What? um so I don't know, it's a team sport, but it's not as much of a team sport as many other uh sports out there.
Yeah. It's a weird thing.
It's very wild. It's pretty crazy. And then to trust the process, you
Yeah.
got to surrender to it.
To think about everything that we purposely put ourselves through
Crazy.
to get to 30 seconds
It
on the
it's
stage.
on the verge of masochism. Like it's oh, you enjoy hurting yourself.
Oh,
Um but
oh my
it's
gosh. That
it
sounds,
it really is. It's on the verge of enjoying the pain. But I mean, at some level, I think there's this pleasure when it comes to uh going through the struggle.
yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't a struggle, then what would be the benefit? What would be
Would
the
winning
point?
feel as good if it
Yeah,
wasn't difficult?
if I could just go to the gym for 5 minutes and then be absolutely ripped and then walk on stage and just start winning trophies, what would be the point? Where would the fun be? Where would it
Yeah.
what, or if you didn't have to go to the gym at all, it was just some liposuction and you just took a pill or whatever it was, and then shit just happened and you didn't have to do anything. The what why would you do it?
I wouldn't do
Why would you do
it.
it? And I think that all kind of comes back around to the idea of individuality, like there has to be a contrast, right? There has to be good, there has to be bad. If there wasn't, then there would be nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you didn't have the darkness to compare to the light, then you wouldn't know what darkness is. You wouldn't know what the
Yeah.
light is.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's just a wild thought, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I I am I'm a little jealous. I'm coming home with a sword,
Oh,
bud.
maybe I'm coming home with a sword.
I'm
Back up.
topping you. I'm gonna come at you. I'm gonna come at you
I've just
hard.
been doing it longer than you.
Oh my god.
And I
One
I enter
show.
so many more
One
categories.
show. Yeah, but you have the ability, I guess I have the option to be able to do more categories, but at the same time, I don't want to do the board short one. My legs are my one of my best
I
qualities.
think if you did anything, you could do bodybuilding.
Yeah, and maybe,
Yeah, you
but
could.
I still feel like I'm not big enough for that yet.
Yeah, but did you see the boys that were doing it this weekend?
But
You're
there was
close.
like
You're close.
4 people there. Like there was 4 competitors. And so if I just went to small
There
shows
wasn't
like
any bodybuilding because it was a natural show,
yeah,
and most bodybuilders are not natural.
a lot of bodybuilders are not natural. It is a very integrated sport. Um which
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's not a bad thing. I don't think steroids are bad at all. I honestly don't see why there's so much of a stigma. I mean, I get the fact that there should be sports that regulate it, right? Because it is a performance enhancing
Mhm.
drug, but at the same time, I don't think it's doing the work for you. It doesn't just immediately make you good at something.
Yeah. You
It
still have to do
yeah, you
everything.
have to go to practice. You have to do the work. You have to go do the workouts. Otherwise, it's not doing anything. And in that light, all it is helping you recover. You recover faster. And isn't that what you do anyway? Isn't that what you're trying to do is recover faster? Because the faster that you can recover, the faster you can get back to
Tearing it down.
training, tearing it down, building it back up.
Yeah.
That's the process. So I mean, I understand that there should be areas or sports that it's regulated because I mean, if everybody was doing it, then that would just be the thing, and you can definitely overdo it. I mean, there's definitely people that are going too far with,
Mhm.
but there is with everything. I mean, there's not an area in life that people don't overdo something, you know.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. Online gaming, for example.
What is that?
Uh,
Why?
huh?
Why wouldn't you just go to the gym instead?
Everybody's got their own thing, dude.
That's true.
Everybody likes their own thing. Everybody has their own sauce.
Yeah.
So, um, I think it's just a matter of, like I said, perspective and your individuality.
Yeah. Being gym rats is just what we
The
do.
what the life that we picked,
Yeah.
and
I
and
like it.
yeah, I I
Treats
don't
us
see
well.
I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. I'm just gonna keep trudging forward. I'm not changing my setup anytime soon.
No.
Yeah. Um, it's definitely evolved though. The reason that I'm doing it has definitely evolved.
Mhm.
I think that's been a big part of it. I think who I want to be has definitely evolved from uh or who I am right now has definitely evolved, but like who I want to be has definitely evolved even more just from being so consistent or I guess self reflection and understanding why I'm doing this or why I started,
Mhm.
you know, because I think it's important. I think it's important to understand like why you started doing this thing or where the habit came from or
Well,
what
why
the
are you doing it
what
then?
your reasons are. My why?
Yeah.
Um, well, my why right now is for those W's, you know.
Oh.
Uh it's to it it's to prove to myself, you know, I'm worth it. I'm worthy of winning. I'm
Mhm.
worthy of a better life or more success or whatever it is, you know, like proving to myself that I mean just putting in the work is isn't enough. You know, just putting your head down and trudging through the trash it's hard, but doing it for a reason, doing it to prove to myself that I'm worthy of success is hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's hard to open yourself up to the idea that you're capable of success. You're capable and deserving of success and accolades or medals, because I mean that was one of my biggest struggles when I got my awards last year, is that I didn't feel like I deserved them, or I don't feel like it was good enough. And it was immediate. It was immediate as soon as I
You
got
could
it.
see it in your face, like you
Yeah.
were just pissed. And I was like, this is what you wanted. Like, I don't understand why
I
you're not jumping up and down crying. Like, this is what you wanted, was a trophy and the medals, and you got it.
The
And
recognition, yeah.
it wasn't,
But I loved the day. Like I absolutely loved the day in itself. Um I didn't need the awards. The fact of going, or the act of going through the day and all the day it encompassed, was incredible. Um, Hanging out at the event center and having our families there, and then having my coach uh, push me around. He was
Mhm.
just dragging me all over the place, just like getting me ready and telling me to do this or that and eat this snack or that snack, and being able to kind of divulge a little bit, cheat on my diet, I guess. But I mean, it was a part of it. Like that's a
Yeah.
part of the process. But it was it was a blast. It was so much fun to go through that whole process, and then warming up and going backstage, and all of the other competitors that were like just in the zone. You're amongst your tribe. It's like you have found this community of people just like you know like imagine walking into a new class at school, or going to a new school, and everybody's your best friend. Like everybody's like, oh shit, he came, yes. But it was intoxicating. For one, the adrenaline, because that's
It's a
real.
lot.
That's real. There's so much. The lights and the music and the announcers and all of the stuff is just incredible. But then to like be on stage and have that incredible confidence, and this like be able to show off everything that you've been working on, and have this um yeah, I guess fire inside of you.
Mhm.
um it's intoxicating. It is. But some reason, as soon as I got the awards, I I don't know, maybe it was the fact that I had to propose after I was done with my competition, my competing, that kind of smoothed over my thoughts or
Yeah, but
my
in
stress.
Boise, you were just over it.
I think in Boise, I was done. I had had enough with my 2-hour treks on the treadmill, or some nonsense, and then work was obnoxious, or the whatever it was. I was just kind of pooped.
Yeah.
I was pooped
I
out.
mean, I could say, I mean, the same thing even for this last weekend. I walked off the stage with 2 first places, and I wasn't no more emotional than I was when the day started. Like, I was no more
Yeah,
excited. I was just kind of like
I'm ready to
pooped. I
go.
was just like, even standing backstage as we were about to go out to get our awards, I kept telling the girls, I was just like,
I
I
just
just
want
want to go home. Like, can we just go out
to.
on stage and get this over with? Like, I just want to go home. So I think when the adrenaline crashes, and you have nothing left, it's like I
You're
have to
so depleted, and
take 10 days from now to really accept that I got to first place. Like even today, I'm still trying to be like wrap my head around how the weekend really was awesome, you know?
yeah, and how well you really did for being 4 weeks out from a competition that you were planning on doing, that you had
Yeah.
started prep for, uh not a show that you had planned on even doing.
Yeah.
There was no idea or thought of it until last Sunday.
Yeah. 5 days before.
Yeah. 5 days before doing the show.
Yeah.
And what, you were 4 or 5 pounds over what your show weight was last
Like
year?
2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went on stage knowing it could have been better. Like
That's a great way to
I
put
could have
it.
been
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go into this competition, and I guess I'm just gonna see how it goes.
I mean, that's really all I could do because I knew that it wasn't perfect, but
But I mean,
I
I
still
almost feel like
walked
that.
out like I was.
I almost feel like that helped, because there was no stress about winning. There was no like initial stress of
Hmm.
uh doing good.
Yeah,
It
it's like
was,
no one knows I'm even here right now. My
yeah,
grandparents didn't even know I was at a show. Like
yeah,
I don't have anyone to answer to. No one knows I'm doing it. If I totally bomb it, it's not a big deal. Like
yeah.
it's just my coach kept saying it's just a practice one. Don't worry about it. I'm like,
It's just practice, but I'm gonna win first place.
okay.
uh okay.
Yeah.
Sure, no, whatever. I'm just gonna walk away with these first place trophies, and I'm just gonna go home. Okay, bye.
Okay, see you in a few
Okay.
weeks.
Okay, see you.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's really a mind game more than anything.
I think it is. I think it's more of a mental game than it is anything physical, because I mean, to push yourself through the workouts, to be able to stick to the diet plan, to sit on a piece of treadmill, or to sit on a piece of to sit on a treadmill or stare a piece of cardio equipment is what I was
Yeah.
trying to say. But
We're getting hungry.
yeah, it's time. Anyway, I it's it's mentally taxing. It's so mentally just uh brutal.
Yeah. There's no other way to say it other
Yeah.
than it's
And,
really
and
hard. And I can't imagine not being as in control of my mind as I am. Like just going through the motions and like having no clue.
yeah.
That'd be really hard.
Well, and what I was thinking was, like, if we had a more stressful job situation than we do,
Or life situation.
or life, yeah. I mean, anything, any area of life that's dragging you down or holding you under is it's holding you back from anything, any success that you're
Hmm.
trying to shoot for. I mean, that's just another anchor that you're dragging through the water.
Yeah.
So it's so mentally taxing that the physical side almost gets lost,
It's not
because
as important
it it
as trying to calm our mind.
it doesn't hurt anymore. The stress or the soreness from your workouts is, it's
We're
so,
used to it.
yeah, it's so monotonous that it gets lost in the sauce, and then everything else can be so much more stressful. And I think that it can amplify the stress outside, just because you're already stressed out, right? Physically, and so your emotions or your hormones are kind of ramped up a little bit. But then if something from the outside comes in and just starts to like eat away at you,
Hmm.
it's it makes it so much harder to keep yourself in line.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, that's the sport. It's a mental game.
100%.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Awesome. I think that's about it. I think we
I
can
think
wrap it
that's
up right
it.
there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Until next time.
Until next time, squids and squidlets. We'll look forward to talking with you again. Um, Conversations with the Squid back at you. Big shout out to Big Dan's Fitness for all of the support and help with our supplements, our coaching, and whatever everything else that you
Yeah.
guys help with. And then who else?
Well, my coach, super awesome.
Shout
Lydia,
out to
Top
Top Gun
Gun.
Fitness.
Yeah.
Because they're awesome.
She's really, I don't know if I would have done as good if I didn't have her in backstage. You know.
It's very cool to have somebody backstage like shuffling you around.
Yeah.
Like do this, do this, do this. And it's like, okay, I don't have to think about anything.
I just have to go.
But that's the nice part about having a coach in general.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we can talk about next time is having a coach versus not having a coach.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
sure.
To be continued.
To be continued. All right, next week. Again, thank you guys for coming. It was wonderful to talk with you, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.
Adios.